Welcome to my channel. Tonight, we settle into a story that is as warm and comforting as a hearth in midwinter. We are beginning a journey through the alchemy of taste, exploring the quiet wonders of the foods that have not only sustained our bodies, but have shaped the very fabric of our civilization. Before we dive into the golden crusts and the rising dough, I want you to take a moment to find your own center of gravity. Adjust your pillow, pull the blanket a little closer to your chin, and feel the weight of your body pressing into the mattress. You are safe, you are still, and you are about to travel back through time. Let's begin with the scent of baking bread. Close your eyes and imagine it. That earthy, slightly sweet, toasted aroma that seems to fill the lungs with a sense of home. This scent is a chemical bridge. A bridge that connects you to an ancestor standing over a flat stone 14,000 years ago. Science tells us that bread is humanity's oldest prepared food. Long before we built cities, long before we invented the wheel, we were already masters of the grain. In the black deserts of Jordan, archaeologists found charred remains of flatbreads that predated agriculture by 4,000 years. Think about that for a moment. Before we even knew how to plant a seed, we knew how to gather wild cereals, how to grind them into flour using heavy stones, and how to transform them with the magic of fire. This was the first alchemy. The transition from a hard, inedible seed to a soft, nourishing life-giver. Imagine those early humans sitting in the twilight, the air cooling around them. They mixed the wild flour with water from a nearby spring, forming a simple dough. There was no yeast then, no fluffy loaves, only thin, crisp cakes baked on stones heated by the fire. The sound of the crunch, the warmth in their hands, it was the first shared meal of a new world. As the centuries turned into millennia, bread became more than just food. It became the pulse of society. In ancient Egypt, bread was so vital that it served as a form of currency. The workers who built the Great Pyramids of Giza weren't paid in gold, they were paid in loaves of bread and jugs of beer. To have bread was to have life, to have security. The Egyptians were also the accidental masters of the rise. They discovered that if they left dough out in the warm air, invisible, wild yeasts floating in the breeze would settle upon it. The dough would begin to breathe, to expand, to grow light and airy. They didn't understand the microbiology of Saccharomyces cerevisiae, they only knew that the bread had captured the spirit of the air. Feel your own breath now, echoing that ancient rise and fall. Expand your chest slowly, like dough lifting in a warm kitchen, and release it softly, letting all the tension evaporate like steam. Bread taught us patience. You cannot rush the grain, you cannot rush the fermentation. It requires the rhythmic kneading of the hands, a meditative, repetitive motion that stretches the gluten, creating strength and elasticity. Think of your muscles now, letting go of that needed tension, becoming soft, becoming pliable. In every culture, bread carries a different name, but the same soul. The naan of Central Asia, slapped against the searing walls of a tandoor oven. The tortilla of the Americas, patted between rhythmic hands. The baguette of France, with its shatteringly crisp crust. Each one is a story of the soil it came from. There is a profound peace in the simplicity of bread. Flour, water, salt, time. These four elements are all it takes to sustain a kingdom. As you drift closer to sleep, imagine yourself walking through a vast field of golden wheat at sunset. The stalks are heavy with grain, swaying in a synchronized dance with the wind. The sound is a gentle hiss, like the earth whispering, "Hush. Hush, hush, hush." You are part of this cycle. The energy that began in the sun, captured by the wheat, baked into the loaf, is now the energy that allows your heart to beat quietly in the dark. You are connected to the earth through the very food you eat. The fire in the oven has dimmed to a soft glow. The kitchen is quiet. The baskets are full. The work of the day is done. You have nothing left to do but rest. Like the dough resting under a linen cloth, waiting for the morning, you are in a state of quiet preparation. Let the history of 14,000 years of bread-making wrap around you like a warm blanket. It is the ultimate comfort. The ultimate assurance that you will be sustained. Breath in the imaginary scent of the hearth. Exhale the weight of the world. Sleep now, in the cradle of the grain. Deeply. Stilly. Peacefully. Now, we move from the warmth of the oven to the golden, liquid amber of the wild. We turn our attention to honey, the only food on our planet that truly never dies. As you settle deeper into your sheets, imagine the consistency of honey. Its slow, rhythmic, hypnotic flow. It does not rush, it does not splash. It moves with a deliberate, heavy grace. Let your thoughts mirror this movement now. Let them become thick, slow, and golden. The science of honey is a science of immortality. Archaeologists, while exploring the silent, dust-filled tombs of ancient Egypt, discovered pots of honey that were over 3,000 years old. When they opened them, the honey was still thick, still golden, and incredibly, still perfectly edible. Think of the stillness in that jar. While empires rose and fell. While wars were fought and forgotten, while the very climate of the earth shifted, that honey remained unchanged. It is a capsule of time, a liquid memory of flowers that bloomed 3 millennia ago. Honey survives because of a perfect chemical harmony. It is naturally low in moisture and high in acidity. When bees create honey, they perform a beautiful, microscopic labor. They flap their wings with incredible speed over the nectar, creating a gentle breeze that evaporates the water. They add an enzyme from their own bodies called glucose oxidase, which creates hydrogen peroxide as a byproduct, a natural shield against all decay. Honey is protected by the very air and biology that created it. Imagine the bee now. A tiny, fuzzy, golden guardian of the garden. To make just 1 pound of honey, a colony of bees must visit 2 million flowers. They fly over 50,000 miles, a distance equal to circling the entire globe twice. All for this single, sweet, eternal essence. Feel the effortlessness of your own existence right now, in contrast to that great labor. You do not have to fly miles today, you do not have to guard the hive. Your only task is to receive the sweetness of rest. Visualize a meadow at dawn. The dew is still heavy on the lavender and the clover. The world is blue and silver. You can hear the faint, distant hum of the hive, a vibration that feels like the earth itself is purring. It is a sound of absolute purpose and absolute peace. Honey is the soul of the field, condensed into a drop. It contains the essence of the sun, the minerals of the soil, and the breath of the wind. When you taste honey, you are tasting the sun's energy, transformed by 1,000 wings. In ancient times, honey was called the nectar of the gods. It was used to heal wounds, to preserve sacred scrolls, and to sweeten the long journey into the afterlife. It was a symbol of abundance and divine favor. Tonight, let it be a symbol of your own preservation. Your mind is a vessel, and you are filling it with the golden stillness of this moment. Nothing can decay here, nothing can disturb the amber. Feel your breath becoming as thick and smooth as honey. Inhale the sweetness of the imagined meadow, exhale the bitter residue of the day's worries. Everything is suspended. The clock on the wall may tick, but inside the golden jar of your room, time has no power. You are as timeless as the honey in the Pharaoh's tomb. You are preserved, you are safe, you are eternal. The bees have returned to the hive. The flowers have closed their petals for the night. The sun has gifted its last golden ray to the liquid in the jar. The world is sweet. The world is still. Sleep now, in the infinite glow of the golden nectar. Deeply. Slowly. Forever. Now, we move from the golden sweetness of honey to a story of misunderstanding, and eventual redemption. We turn our focus to the tomato, a fruit that was once feared as a messenger of death, before it became the heart of our kitchens. As you lie here, let the color red fill your mind. Not a bright, alarming red, but the deep, velvety crimson of a sunset, or a heavy velvet curtain. Feel that color bringing warmth to your toes, and slowly traveling up your legs, calming every nerve it touches. The tomato's journey to our plates was not an easy one. When it first arrived in Europe from the Americas in the 16th century, it was treated with profound suspicion. It belongs to the Solanaceae family, the nightshades. Because its leaves and stems contain alkaloids, and because it looked so much like the deadly belladonna. People believed the fruit itself was a slow, beautiful poison. They called it the poison apple. Imagine the aristocratic dining rooms of the 1700s. Wealthy nobles would eat from expensive pewter plates, plates made of lead. When the acidic tomato juice touched the pewter, it would leach the lead into the food. The people didn't know it was the plates that were the danger, they blamed the vibrant red fruit. For 200 years, the tomato was grown only for beauty. It sat on windowsills like a forbidden gem, admired for its symmetry, but never tasted. Think of that patience. The tomato was waiting for its time. Just as you are waiting for sleep. There is no need to rush the arrival of the night. Like the tomato sitting silently in the sun, you are simply existing, absorbing the stillness of the room. Eventually, the truth was revealed. The poison apple was actually a powerhouse of life. It was filled with lycopene, a guardian for the heart, and vitamin C, a shield for the breath. It moved from the ornamental garden to the center of the table, becoming the soul of the Mediterranean. Consider the structure of a tomato. If you were to slice it open in your mind, you would see a complex architecture of chambers, filled with soft, translucent seeds suspended in a cooling gel. It is almost 95% water. Imagine that coolness now. A gentle, hydrating wave washing over your forehead, soothing the thoughts that have been racing all day. Your mind is becoming as fluid as that water, as still as that gel. The tomato taught us that things are not always what they seem. What we fear is often exactly what we need for our nourishment. The darkness of the night, which can sometimes feel heavy, is actually the very thing that heals us. It is the poison apple of time, seemingly daunting, but ultimately restorative. Visualize a vine in a quiet garden at midnight. The leaves are silver under the moon. The tomatoes are dark shadows, heavy with the weight of the day's sun. They are pulling toward the earth, surrendering to gravity. Let yourself pull toward the earth now. Let your shoulders sink an inch deeper into the mattress. Let the tension in your jaw dissolve, as if it were a drop of water in the ocean. The misunderstanding is over. The fear has vanished. There is only the quiet growth of the garden, and the rhythmic, slow, pulse of the night. The vine does not struggle to grow, it simply unfolds. You do not need to struggle to sleep, you simply need to unfold into the darkness. The poison apple has become the love apple. And the day has become the dream. Sleep now, in the safety of the garden. Deeply. Quietly. Softly. Now, we leave the vibrant red gardens of the tomato behind, and we enter a world of hidden grace, a world where fragrance is born from the deepest patience. We turn our focus to vanilla, the essence of a fragile orchid, and perhaps the most labor-intensive flavor in the history of our world. As you settle deeper into the sanctuary of your bed, imagine the scent of pure vanilla. It is not just sweet. It is a warm, floral hug for the senses. Imagine that scent as a soft, white mist, slowly filling the room. Each time you breathe in, this mist fills your lungs with a profound sense of safety. Each time you breathe out, you let go of the jagged edges of the day. The story of vanilla is a story of a flower that refuses to be rushed. Vanilla comes from the Vanilla planifolia, a unique climbing orchid that originated in the high-humidity forests of Mexico. But this orchid is a shy and fleeting beauty. Its pale, cream-colored flowers bloom only once a year, and for only one day, often for only a few hours in the morning. Think of that window of time. A tiny, precious moment of existence. In the wild, these flowers can only be pollinated by a very specific guest, the tiny Melipona bee. No other creature on earth knew how to unlock the flower's secret. For centuries, this meant that vanilla was a treasure exclusive to the Totonac people and later the Aztecs, who called it Tloxochitl, the black flower. They didn't use it for sweets as we do today, they used it to perfume their sacred chocolate drinks, believing it provided strength and wisdom. As you lie still, consider the strength that comes from such a delicate source. You do not need to be loud to be powerful. You do not need to be fast to be effective. Like the vanilla vine, you can grow in the quiet shadows, reaching upward with steady, silent resolve. When vanilla was taken to other parts of the world, the vines grew beautifully, but they never produced a single bean. The Melipona bee had been left behind. The world had the flower, but not the fruit. It wasn't until 1841, on the island of Réunion, that a 12-year-old boy named Edmund Albius discovered a way to pollinate the orchids by hand using a simple blade of grass. A child's patience unlocked a global mystery. But the labor does not end with a single touch. Once the orchid is pollinated, it takes 9 long months for the green seed pod to grow. 9 months of waiting, under the tropical sun, listening to the rain. And even then, a fresh vanilla bean has no scent. None at all. The magic happens in the curing. The beans are harvested, plunged into hot water, and then wrapped in blankets to sweat. During the day, they are laid out in the sun to warm. At night, they are tucked back into wooden boxes to rest. This ritual of sun and shadow, of heat and rest, continues for months. Slowly, the green pods turn dark, oily, and black. Inside, the chemical compound vanillin begins to crystallize. This is the birth of the fragrance. It is a fragrance literally created by time, and by the rhythmic balance of waking and sleeping. Feel your own curing process beginning now. The heat of the day's activities is cooling down. You are being wrapped in the blankets of the night. Inside you, just like the vanilla bean, a transformation is taking place. Your memories are being sorted, your cells are being repaired, your spirit is becoming more fragrant, more concentrated. You are a work in progress, and the night is your master craftsman. Science tells us that the scent of vanilla is one of the few aromas that is universally relaxing across almost every human culture. It reminds us of breast milk, of early childhood, of a time when we were perfectly cared for. It lowers the heart rate, it stabilizes the breath. Let that stabilize you now. Imagine yourself walking through a vanilla plantation in Madagascar, at twilight. The air is thick with the scent of 1,000 curing beans. The sound of the ocean is nearby, a constant, low-frequency hum. Whoosh, hush, whoosh, hush. The workers have gone home. The orchids are sleeping, waiting for their one day of glory. The beans are resting in their wooden crates. There is no more work to be done. The fragrance is already there. Vanilla teaches us that the best things in life cannot be manufactured, they must be nurtured. They require a blade of grass, a ray of sun, and a vast amount of silence. You have provided the silence. Now, let the night provide the rest. Your body is as heavy as a rain-soaked vine. Your mind is as soft as an orchid petal. The fragrance of the day is fading. The sweetness of the dream is rising. Sleep now, in the slow, dark velvet of the bean. Deeply. Patiently. Fragrantly. Now, we leave the delicate, sweet mist of vanilla behind, and we step into a world that is darker, denser, and more mysterious. We enter the world of cacao. A world that the Aztecs and Mayans called the food of the gods, a sacred bean that was once considered equal to gold itself. As you settle deeper into your bed, feel your body becoming heavier. Imagine your muscles softening like a piece of rich, dark chocolate slowly melting in the sun. Feel that velvety smoothness spreading across your mind, dissolving every sharp thought, every jagged worry from the day. With every breath, imagine the earthy, deep, and complex aroma of roasted cacao filling the room. The story of chocolate begins in the humid, shaded depths of the Mesoamerican rainforests. Theobroma cacao. Literally meaning, food of the gods. This tree is a creature of the shadows. It does not seek the direct, harsh glare of the sun. It thrives under the protective canopy of taller trees, a child of the shade, much like you are right now, seeking refuge in the protective shadows of the night. For the Mayan and Aztec civilizations, cacao was far more than a simple food. It was a divine gift, a source of healing. And most importantly, a form of currency. There was a time when 10 cacao beans could buy you a rabbit, and 100 beans could buy a servant. To hold these small, brown seeds was to hold the very energy and value of nature itself. Think of that for a moment. Imagine holding a handful of smooth, cool cacao beans in your palm. Feel their weight, their solid, grounded presence. Your value right now is not measured by how much you have produced today, but by how deeply you can rest tonight. You are trading the currency of effort for the wealth of stillness. The Aztec kings did not consume chocolate as the sweet treat we know today. To them, it was a sacred elixir, a frothy, cold drink mixed with chili peppers, cornmeal, and the vanilla we spoke of earlier. It is said that the Emperor Montezuma would drink 50 golden goblets of this potion every day. With every sip, he was absorbing the strength and the ancient wisdom of the rainforest. The transformation of the cacao bean is a process of alchemy. When the fruit is first harvested, the seeds inside are white and bitter. To find their true character, they must undergo a period of fermentation and rest. They are covered with large banana leaves and left in the darkness for 5 days. During this time in the dark, the chemistry of the bean changes. The bitterness fades away, replaced by the deep, resonant aroma we recognize. The darkness matures them. Your own darkness tonight is doing the same for you. You are in your own state of fermentation, your own rest. You need this quiet, dark space so that you can wake up tomorrow with a mind that is clearer, richer, and more balanced. Science tells us that when we consume chocolate, our brains release a molecule called anandamide. In the ancient language of Sanskrit, Ananda means bliss or perfect peace. Chocolate literally whispers happiness to our biology. It doesn't just nourish the body, it calms the spirit. Close your eyes and imagine you are standing on the terrace of an ancient Aztec palace. The air is warm and humid. The sound of tropical birds in the distance is fading into the twilight. You hold a golden cup of cool, frothy cacao. As you take the first sip, you feel its ancient energy traveling through your veins. A wave of relaxation flows from your head down to your toes. This drink stops time. When chocolate finally reached Europe, it became a symbol of the aristocracy. It was served in elegant porcelain cups in the royal courts, the first great passion of the modern world. But its essence never changed. It is a gift from the deep earth, the condensation of rain and sun into a single, dark beam. Right now, time must stop for you as well. Just like the softness that lives beneath the hard shell of the cacao bean. You are letting go of the hard shell you wear during the day. You are reaching that soft, sensitive, and peaceful core within you. Your body feels as though it is under a warm waterfall of liquid chocolate. Your shoulders sink deeper into the mattress. The last lingering tension in your neck dissolves and flows away. Your mind wanders through the eternal green of the tropical forests. Listen to the rhythmic sound of the rain hitting the broad leaves. Tap, tap, tap. This sound is the universe's lullaby for you. The currency of the gods has been spent, the trading is over. There is only existence. Stillness. Depth. A sweet, dark void. Sleep now, surrender to the ancient and protective spirit of the cacao. Deeply. Peacefully. Eternally. Now, we move from the lush, shaded jungles of cacao to something far older, something that connects the very fluid in your veins to the vast, primordial oceans of our planet. We turn our focus to salt, the white gold, a simple crystal that has built empires, paved roads, and preserved the very essence of life for millennia. As you lie there, I want you to imagine a single, perfect cube of salt. See it in your mind's eye. Translucent, geometric, and incredibly stable. Feel the stability of that crystal entering your own body. From the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, let your skeletal system feel as solid and grounded as a mountain of rock salt. You are anchored, you are safe, you are unshakable. Salt is a biological necessity that we often take for granted. Every cell in your body relies on the delicate balance of sodium and potassium to send electrical signals. Your very thoughts, the rhythmic beating of your heart, the way your muscles contract and relax, all of it is powered by the silent chemistry of salt. You are, in a very real sense, a walking piece of the ocean. Listen to your breath. It is like the tide, coming in and going out, bringing nourishment, and carrying away what is no longer needed. In and out. For most of human history, salt was one of the most precious substances on Earth. It was so valuable that it shaped the geography of our world. The Via Salaria in ancient Rome was the salt road, built specifically to bring salt from the coast to the heart of the empire. Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in salt, which is where we get the word salary. And the phrase, worth one's salt. Imagine a Roman soldier sitting by a campfire at night. He holds a small pouch of salt as if it were a bag of diamonds. To him, it is more than a seasoning, it is survival. It is the only way to preserve meat for long journeys, the only way to keep the body strong under the sun. Think of the stillness of a salt mine, kilometers beneath the Earth's surface. These mines are ancient cathedrals of crystal, formed hundreds of millions of years ago when ancient seas evaporated under a forgotten sun. Down there, there is no wind, no sound, no passage of time. There is only the weight of the earth and the purity of the mineral. Visualize yourself descending into such a mine. The air is cool and dry, perfectly still. The walls sparkle with a million tiny lights as your lantern passes. It is the quietest place in the world. Let that silence fill your room now. Science tells us that salt is unique because it is a mineral that we must eat to survive. It is the only rock that is a food. It is a bridge between the inorganic world of geology and the organic world of biology. When you taste a pinch of salt, you are tasting the history of the Earth's crust. The remnants of oceans that disappeared long before the first dinosaur walked the land. Consider the sea salt harvest. Imagine shallow ponds under a hot, Mediterranean sun. The water slowly disappears into the blue sky, leaving behind a thin, white crust on the earth. This is the flower of salt. Fleur de sel. It is gathered by hand, with long wooden rakes, in a slow, rhythmic motion that has not changed in 1,000 years. Feel that rhythm in your own body now. The slow sweep of the rake, the gentle evaporation of the day's stress. Just as the water leaves the salt behind, let the noise of the day evaporate, leaving only the pure, essential essence of who you are. Salt is also a symbol of purification and protection. In many cultures, salt is thrown over the shoulder to ward off shadows, or placed at the threshold of a home to keep it sacred. Tonight, let your bed be your sacred circle, protected by the ancient power of the crystal. Nothing can cross this line. Only peace, only rest. The oceans are deep, and they are full of salt. Imagine yourself floating on the surface of a very salty sea, like the Dead Sea. You don't have to swim, you don't even have to move a finger. The water is so dense with minerals that it holds you up completely. You are weightless. You are cradled by the earth's ancient brine. The stars above you are bright and cold. The water beneath you is warm and supportive. The salt in your blood is at peace with the salt in the sea. The empires have been built, the roads have been paved, the salaries have been paid. The work of the world is finished for now. There is only the crystal. There is only the stillness. There is only the deep, mineral sleep. Sleep now, in the salt of the earth. Deeply. Grounded. Preserved. Now, we leave the crystalline stability of the salt mines, and we find ourselves standing at the edge of a mirror. A mirror made of water and sky. We turn our focus to rice, the grain of life, a plant that has sustained more human beings than any other substance in our history. As you breathe in, imagine the humidity of a gentle morning in Southeast Asia. The air is soft, damp, and smells of clean earth and fresh water. Let your lungs expand with that cool, moist air. As you breathe out, feel your body becoming as fluid and calm as the water in a rice paddy. You are not a solid rock, you are a gentle, flowing stream. The story of rice is a story of 10,000 years of cooperation between humans and the earth. It began in the Yangtze River Valley in China, where ancient gatherers first noticed the beauty of wild grasses growing in the wetlands. They saw how the plant thrived in the mud, how it drank the rain, and how it produced a pearl-like seed that could be stored through the winter. Think of the patience required to grow rice. Unlike the wheat that grows in dry soil, rice is a child of the water. It requires the land to be leveled, the water to be channeled, and the seasons to be honored with absolute precision. Visualize the rice terraces of the Philippines or Bali. Carved into the sides of mountains like giant green stairways to the clouds. These structures are hundreds, sometimes thousands of years old. They were built by hand, stone by stone, generation after generation. There is a profound stillness in these terraces at night. The water trickles from one level to the next with a sound that is almost silent, a soft, rhythmic plink. 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 It is the sound of gravity doing its work, the sound of the Earth's circulatory system. Let that sound rhythmically tap against your thoughts now. Clearing away the clutter, leaving only the reflection of the moon on the water's surface. Science tells us that rice is more than just a carbohydrate. It is a miracle of adaptability. There are over 40,000 varieties of rice. From the fragrant jasmine of Thailand to the nutty basmati of the Himalayas. Some rice grows in deep water, some in dry mountains, but all of them carry the same message of resilience. When you cook rice, you are performing a small act of restoration. You take a hard, dry grain, and through the application of heat and water, you bring it back to life. It expands, it softens, it becomes nourishing. Think of your own cells now, absorbing the rest they need, expanding with the peace of the night, softening the tension that has hardened during the day. You are being restored, just like the grain in the pot. In many cultures, rice is not just food, it is a soul. In Japan, the rice grain is called sheri, a word that also refers to the remains of the Buddha. To eat rice is to participate in a sacred cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It is a symbol of fertility, of abundance, and of the simple, quiet persistence of life. Imagine the silence of a rice field under a full moon. The stalks are heavy now, leaning slightly under the weight of the grain. There is a light mist clinging to the water, blurring the lines between the earth and the sky. You are walking on the narrow paths between the paddies. Every step is soft, every breath is deep. You are surrounded by billions of grains, each one a tiny capsule of sun and water. They are waiting for the harvest, but for tonight, they are simply resting. You have nothing to harvest tonight. You have no fields to level, no water to channel. The work of the 10,000 years is behind you. Feel the weight of the water in your limbs. Heavy, cool, and still. Your mind is a mirror. No ripples, no waves. The sky is reflected in you, and you are reflected in the sky. The rhythm of the rice is the rhythm of your heart. Slow, steady, and full of life. The paddies are quiet. The mountain is asleep. The grain is at peace. Sleep now. In the silver reflection of the water. Deeply. Rhythmically. Softly. Now, we leave the shimmering water mirrors of the rice paddies, and we descend into the dark, cool, and quiet embrace of the earth itself. We turn our focus to the potato, the humble tuber, a survivor that waited for thousands of years in the high altitudes of the Andes, before it emerged to change the course of human history forever. As you lie here, I want you to feel the support of the mattress beneath you. As if it were the rich, dark soil of a quiet garden. Imagine yourself being tucked in, not just by blankets, but by the very earth, safe, insulated, and undisturbed. Let the coolness of the deep soil soothe your tired muscles. Let your thoughts settle deep, away from the light, away from the noise. The story of the potato is a story of resilience in the face of the impossible. It began 8,000 years ago. High in the Andes Mountains of Peru and Bolivia. In a place where the air is thin, the nights are freezing, and the soil is rocky and harsh. While other plants withered in the cold, the potato hid its treasures underground. It grew in the silence, protected by the earth, building its energy in secret. Think of that secret growth. You do not always need to be seen to be growing. Right now. In the darkness of this room, your body is doing its most important work. It is repairing, it is restoring, it is building the energy you will need for tomorrow. For the Inca Empire, the potato was not just a crop, it was a god. They measured time by how long it took to cook a potato. They treated the tubers with the same respect they gave to their ancestors. They knew that without this humble root, their civilization could not exist in the clouds. When the potato finally traveled to Europe in the 16th century, it was met with the same suspicion as the tomato. Because it grew underground, in the dark, people feared it was a creation of the shadows. They looked at its strange, gnarled skin and thought it was unholy. But the potato was patient. It waited for centuries in the botanical gardens of kings. Eventually, the world realized the miracle of the tuber. It was discovered that a single acre of potatoes could feed more people than any other crop. It was the fuel of the Industrial Revolution, the food that allowed populations to double, and the strength behind the hands that built the modern world. Science tells us that the potato is a masterpiece of biological storage. It is a complex carbohydrate, a slow-release energy source that sustains the body for hours. It contains almost every nutrient a human needs to survive. It is a complete package of life, wrapped in a simple, dusty skin. Visualize a potato plant in a garden at midnight. Above the ground, the leaves are still, small flowers of white or purple are closed against the dew. But below the ground, there is a quiet, powerful expansion. The tubers are drinking the moisture from the soil, thickening, becoming solid, becoming heavy. Feel that heaviness in your own limbs now. Your legs are like roots, sinking deep into the bed. Your arms are heavy and relaxed, anchored by the weight of the day's journey. You are becoming part of the stillness of the garden. The potato teaches us the power of the humble path. It doesn't need to be tall like the corn, or beautiful like the orchid. It is content to be hidden, to be simple, and to be essential. In the quiet of the night, simplicity is the greatest gift. You don't need to be productive now, you don't need to be seen, you don't need to be anything other than a resting soul. Imagine the scent of the earth after a light rain. That clean, mineral, and ancient aroma. It is the scent of the world at rest. The mountains of the Andes are silent now, under a blanket of stars. The cellars of the world are cool and dark. The harvest is over, and the seeds are sleeping in the soil. Your revolution is over for today. You have conquered the hours, and now you have earned the dark. There is no more light to seek. There is only the deep, earthy peace of the underground. Sleep now, in the solid embrace of the humble root. Deeply, solidly, safe. Now, we leave the cool, dark cellars of the potato and rise once more to the high, misty altitudes of the world. We turn our focus to coffee, a drink that we often associate with the bustle of the morning, but whose origins and chemistry carry a deep, rhythmic peace. We explore the bean that was born in the clouds of Ethiopia, and the slow, deliberate ritual that has waked the world for 1,000 years. As you rest your head, I want you to imagine the scent of freshly roasted coffee beans. Not the harsh, acidic smell of a busy cafe, but the deep, chocolatey, and earthy aroma of a slow-roasted batch. Imagine that scent as a warm, invisible velvet, wrapping itself around your senses. It is a fragrance that signals the beginning of a story, a fragrance of transition. Breathe it in, and let your mind float to the highlands of East Africa. The story of coffee is a legend of observation and stillness. It begins with a goat herder named Kaldi, in the 9th century. He noticed that his goats, after nibbling on the bright red berries of a certain evergreen bush, began to dance with an unusual energy. They weren't frantic, they were simply alive. Kaldi took these berries to a local monastery, but the monks, fearing they were a distraction, threw them into the fire. It was only then, as the berries began to roast in the embers, that the true soul of coffee was released. The intoxicating aroma filled the stone walls of the monastery, and the monks realized that this was not a distraction, but a gift to help them stay awake during their long, midnight prayers. Think of that fire in the dark. The warmth of the embers, the quiet chanting of the monks, the flickering shadows on the stone walls. Coffee became the drink of the wakeful dream. It allowed the mind to remain sharp while the body remained still. It was the bridge between the physical world and the spiritual one. As you lie here, you are on the other side of that bridge. You are moving from the sharpness of the day into the softness of the night. You do not need the alertness of the bean now, you only need its warmth. Science tells us that coffee is a miracle of chemistry. Within a single bean, there are over 800 volatile compounds. It is one of the most chemically complex substances we consume. While caffeine is the most famous part, it is the antioxidants and the deep, roasted oils that give coffee its grounding effect. Consider the slow pour. Visualize a hand-dripped coffee being made in total silence. The hot water hits the grounds, and they begin to bloom. They swell with the water, releasing tiny bubbles of carbon dioxide. It looks like a heartbeat, a slow, rhythmic pulse. Drip, drip, drip. Let that rhythm settle your own heart rate. The water passes through the grounds, carrying with it the essence of the Ethiopian soil, the memory of the mountain rain, and the energy of the tropical sun. It is a liquid history. Coffee traveled from Ethiopia to the ports of Yemen, where it was called kawa, and then to the grand coffee houses of Istanbul, London, and Paris. These places were called penny universities, because for the price of a cup of coffee, any person could sit and discuss philosophy, science, and the mysteries of the universe. But tonight, the discussions are over. The coffee houses have closed their doors. The porcelain cups are clean and dry. The philosophers are asleep. The wakeful dream has become a deep dream. Imagine yourself sitting on a porch in a coffee plantation at dusk. The mountains around you are painted in shades of indigo and violet. The coffee trees are silent, their waxy leaves reflecting the first light of the moon. The air is cool. But the memory of the day's heat still lingers in the stones beneath your feet. You are holding a warm cup in your hands. You aren't drinking it, you are just feeling the heat. It radiates through your palms, up your arms, and into your chest. It is a glow of pure contentment. The goats are sleeping in the valley. The monks have finished their prayers. The world is at rest. The bean has done its work. It has connected the world, it has fueled our ideas, and now, it grants us the peace to process them. You are as still as the mountain fog. Your mind is as dark and rich as the roast. The steam from the cup has vanished into the night air. There is nothing left to observe. There is only the warmth. There is only the mist. There is only the sleep. Sleep now, in the high, quiet altitudes of the soul. Deeply. Warmly. Completely. Now, we reach the final stage of our journey. We leave the high mountain cafes of Ethiopia and find ourselves on the deck of a wooden ship, or perhaps on the back of a camel in a slow-moving caravan. We turn our focus to spices, those tiny, potent seeds, barks, and dried fruits that were once so valuable they redrew the map of the world. We explore the Silk Road of flavor, the final piece of our sleepy puzzle. As you prepare for the deepest part of your sleep, imagine the air around you becoming fragrant with a blend of warmth. A hint of cinnamon, the sharpness of black pepper, the sweetness of cardamom. These scents are not just flavors, they are the scents of distant lands and ancient adventures. Let the warmth of these spices settle into your joints, softening your knees, your elbows, and your fingers. You are becoming as still as a jar of rare spice in a silent vault. The story of spices is a story of human longing. For thousands of years, spices were the ultimate luxury. Because they only grew in specific, tropical pockets of the world, like the Malabar coast of India or the Moluccas in Indonesia, they became the stuff of legends. Ancient traders told terrifying stories of giant birds guarding cinnamon nests, or winged serpents protecting pepper vines, all to keep the secret of their origins safe. Think of that mystery. The world was once a place of vast, unknown distances, and a single peppercorn was a miracle from a land no one had ever seen. Tonight, the world is no longer a mystery to you. You know exactly where you are home, you are in your bed, and you are safe. The long journey of the day is over. Science tells us that spices are the chemical language of plants. Cinnamon is actually the inner bark of a tree, peeled away and dried until it curls into the familiar quills we know. Black pepper is a dried berry. Cloves are the unopened flower buds of an evergreen tree. These plants created these intense flavors not for us, but to protect themselves. Their pungency is a shield against the world. In your sleep, you also have a shield. The stillness of the night is your protection. It keeps the noise of the outside world away from your inner peace. Consider the Silk Road. Visualize a caravan of hundreds of camels, walking across a vast, moonlit desert. The sand is cool now under the stars. The only sound is the rhythmic thud of the camels' feet on the sand, and the gentle clink of the bells on their harnesses. Thud. Clink, thud, clink. Let that rhythm carry your mind across the dunes. You are traveling without effort, moving toward a horizon of dreams. Spices changed the history of medicine as well as cooking. Turmeric was used for its anti-inflammatory gold. Ginger for its ability to settle the spirit and the stomach. They were the first pharmacies. Even today, the scent of nutmeg or cloves can lower our blood pressure and signal to the brain that the hunt is over, and the feast has begun. But the feast is now a memory. The spices have been ground, the pots have been cleaned, the kitchen is dark. Imagine yourself in a spice garden in Kerala, at midnight. The monsoon rain has just passed, leaving everything glistening and heavy. The air is so thick with the scent of green cardamom and moist earth that you can almost taste it. It is a cool, green, and ancient fragrance. The trees are standing perfectly still. Their roots are drinking from the deep soil. You are also drinking from the deep well of the night. The Silk Road has led you here, to this moment of absolute rest. The treasures have been delivered, the world is connected. And there is nothing left to explore until the sun rises. Your journey through the alchemy of taste is complete. From the first loaf of bread, to the golden eternity of honey, through the mysteries of the tomato and the patience of vanilla, the value of cacao and the stability of salt, the rhythm of rice, the resilience of the potato, and the wakeful dream of coffee. All of these stories now live within you. They are the flavors of your dreams. Feel the heaviness of the spices in your limbs. Feel the fragrance of the silence in your mind. The caravan has reached the oasis. The camels are resting. The lanterns have been blown out. There is only the desert wind. There is only the starlight. There is only the sleep. Sleep now, in the rich, fragrant dark of the world. Deeply. Completely. Finally. Good night.